little bit of Akdama here as to why you're not seeing my face. This did not work out the way I tried it. With what I tried using the Microsoft program, as I mentioned in the Shear, called Clip Champ, and I thought it was going to show the page from the Equasayira and me at the same time, like happened when I tried with Zoom. Zoom was not working for me properly today. But evidently, I'll have to go back to using Zoom because Clipchamp ended up just showing my face and not the text. I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm not going to bother trying to figure it out. It wasn't exactly the smoothest experience to begin with. So and also today, since I couldn't figure out how to switch pages, which would have been a bracha anyway, because it wasn't showing the page. So therefore, I stopped abruptly at the end of the first page of the mimer. So rather than um, record it over again, splice it, whatever, and which I don't have time to do today, I'm just going to send out the first page of the mimer, and I end up abruptly in the middle of the line. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time what that line is. The mimer mainly develops in the next page, but the page, the statement which I end off not completing, talks about how we were mevale, we outlasted all the nations which tried to undermine us when we were goals. And what the Avrohom is going to develop in the second part of the mimer is how this has to do with the power of the Magen David and the symbolism of the Magen David, which is a fascinating thing, as I discussed in the shir itself, and is a necessary prelude, I think, which is, although this piece is more inspirational than profound, but it's essential to understand the next piece we're going to do, which is the Maimon on Herzl. So therefore, we'll get to Herzl eventually, but it's important to understand Rabbi Avrohom Jewish from, I guess, though in this Maimer eschews the use of the term, or how does he put it, orthodoxiut, Frumkeit, or orthodoxia, but from nationalism, nevertheless, which our Rabbi is going to develop us in the next couple of Mamorim. So this day is short. This week is short, and Yitz Hashem, next week we'll finish the Mimer. So we are doing today the next Mimer in our episode 13 in our going through Bikva Seira, and I'm skipping, as I mentioned last time, the section on Divrei Bikoros, and going straight to section Shelos Hazman. And this section Shelos Hazman begins with a mimer from 1919. As you can see in the bottom of the mimer, it says Neum. It was a speech by Sefer Nora Betel's. Yes, and tells they had youth movements. Rabbi Avrohom was involved in starting youth movements for both for boys and girls. And this is in tells in 1919. Now, this is after the First World War. Although the First World War left the world very much traumatized with a lot of many scars and much sorrow in the world, it was a time of hopefulness, and a time of idealism, and a time of drive for Jews because of the Balfour Declaration and the British Mandate. And there was the sense that meaningful things could happen. And even in Agudist circles, tells it's a very staunch Agudist yeshiva. Rabbi Yosef Lev was one of the leaders of the Aguda, but even staunch Agudist circles, there wasn't yet this hardening of a position against Eretz Yisrael, which we find developing later over time as other elements took over the leadership. But so therefore, at a time, it was possible, as we see in the first words of this mimer, to begin and say, Achim, brothers, misnovev kamin lena degel ivri. There flies over us the Jewish flag. Magen David Hakadosh Lana, the Magen David, which is holy to us. A few words about that. We know Rabbi Chana has this famous, not Rabbi Chana, Rabbi Moshe Feinstein has this famous tshuva about the davening where in the presence of flags, and there's Israeli flag, and he says Magen David has a Talmud Shvach that has 6 sides to it, representing the 6 directions. The Magen David is an ancient Jewish symbol. It's the Maharal, if I recall correctly, just obviously a picture of the Maharal chair or stender in the Altneu Shul in Prague, where there's a Magen David on either the chair or the stender. The shul in Ger in Poland had a prominent Magen David on it. The can't call Stiebel, the Ger Hasidus main shul. Magen David is an ancient and well-known Jewish symbol for whatever reason. I used to say it's Magen David is six. The six corners represent the six attributes in the bracha, which we say after Haftorah on Shabbos and Yontif, which ends Magen David, and there are 6 descriptions there about David HaMelech. So in any event, this is not like happened later on in history, where the Magen David somehow became associated exclusively with Zionism, became a negative symbol in many circles on the called the right wing of the Orthodox spectrum. There was a shul here in Monsey. The Rav of that shul was no longer alive. His father was the Rav in Washington Heights. In Washington Heights, in his shul, he had pews, benches, with Magen Davids at the ends of the pews, the wooden benches carved into the pews. And when the shul here in Monsey inherited those pews from the shul in Washington Heights, the Rav evidently made sure to cover with metal covers all the Magen Davids on all the benches. Left a bad taste in my mouth to see that. And it's unfortunate because there's no reason why it's considered to be considered to be usurped by the Zionists and not be continued to be used as it was in the past. In any event, the Bible goes on. Perhaps a little bit choppy there because I'm using this different program this time to record from Clipchamp, Microsoft online, and the time is jumping a bit. And I'm like, stops a minute, splutters, goes on, so got a bit nervous there. Okay, in any event, let's go on. David Yisrael is alive and obviously extant. Lenetzach Chai David. David is alive forever. Lenetzach Chayam Magno. For eternity, his shield is extant. Netzach Chai Nos Owen. For eternity, those who bear his shield are extant. Am Yisrael. That's Am Yisrael. Netzach Chai Rayon David. And for eternity lives the idea of Magen David, the shield of David. But Hashem Magen Badi. And you, Hashem, are a shield for me. That's so obviously Kodesh Baruch Hu is our shield. Omer David says, Kvodiu Meri Moshi. You are my honor, that which uplifts my heart. The Samach is that pasuk abba, and next to that is the following pasuk, Asheru Kamuvan L'Manenu, which is for us, obviously for us, Nine David, the descendants of David, Lachzor L'Karo. Sorry, I wrote that, meant that wrong. Asher, some is that pasuk abba, Asher Hu Kim Muchan L'Manenu, which is as if it's prepared for us. Nine David, the descendants of David. For Likro Alachar Golus Bas 1,800 years. Shana. To reach for us to read now. Nishachavti Ba'ishina. I lay down and I slept. Hakitzosi, I woke up. Ki Hashem Yismacheni, because Hashem sustained me. Shachav Ishana Nor Shalom. Our youth has laid down and slept. Kol Echad Mimenu Pino, so each one in his corner. Chamusham Kama Meitanu. So for us dreamed there, dreamt there. Mio days the Chalamas. Who knows what kinds of dreams? Chalamas Yeshua. So the some dreams of salvation, and some dreamt in foreign fields. Bidiros schuros, in rented dwelling places. Bigladim shulim, and in borrowed clothing. Lozman rav hayanimshach ad teyos chalamam lemapa ushnasam limosam. And the not much time elapsed until their dreams were for, I'm not sure what mappa means. I think it means for something negative. And their sleep was for a for death. Vakitzoisi. And I woke up. Omer kolecha meitanu. Each one of us says, Hareini mekitz. I wake up, or I Same idea. I wake up, I'm awake. Harein Pokeachas, and I open my eyes. Harein Roes as me, and I see my nation. Harein Roes Yisrael, I see Am Yisrael. Harein Chash B'Tikvasav, I feel its hopes. Harein Mitzapeh Ben Babat Rada, and I anticipate, I yearn with a trembling gaze. Shall Isamus of lack of patience. Uvasavonus Hamuka B'Yoser Palei, but at the same time with the greatest patience in the heart. And Lasila love to the future which is coming upon it. It's interesting that parallel there of Isavonus with Savonus. Obviously, you have this contradictory, paradoxical feeling. At the same time, a lack of patience. At the same time, infinite patience, as we know from the common slogan. But at the same time, that the Am HaNetzach is not afraid of a long path. At the same time, we're impatient to get moving. Now, it's important to understand, of course, that this is, as I said, is an age right after the First World War of great idealism. Today, we live in an age of cynicism and skepticism. It may well be that after the Second World War, or during the early years of the state, perhaps again in 1967, after the Six-Day War, there was a state similar to the state which is being described here. Out of the despair, a sense of hope, a sense of mission, a sense of purpose, and especially certainly with the impending, what seemed to be Yad Hashem of, just like the Balfour Declaration, the Mandate in 1919, State of Israel in 1948, and then the Great Victory in 1967. But by now, in 2024, 105 years after this Maimon was written, we're very far from the sense of idealism and the sense of anticipation, which underlies this speech over here. To me, I recall when I was younger that I was thinking, how's it not possible that we're going to imminently see Mashiach? Surely all the signs are there that we're almost there. And as time goes by, it seems that we take many steps backwards, opposed to steps forwards in terms of the necessity of Am Yisrael developing towards Bias Mashiach. That's why it's important for us to see Ma'amorim like this, which to try and provoke within ourselves what residual idealism we can muster, because the fact that things are perhaps worse or less positive doesn't mean that we are entitled to forsake idealism. So, Cain, I read him a kitzin. Yes, we wake up. Because it's time to wake up. The awesome thunder of the World War, I was able to awaken, even had the power to awaken even those who are dead from their slumber. But who will give us strength? So much strength. That after we open our eyes, that we shouldn't, out of weakness, be compelled to close them again. And to sink again into the sleep of Golus. So Samaris. This means, believe me, without metaphors. To remain again disorganized. Disunity. Not to be together like one family next to its communal table. But rather each person unto himself. But true, like one family. But like a family after midnight. That every brother and every sister sleeps in its corner, and dreams for itself. The davar also has nothing to do with its companion. It sounds like this could be written yesterday. After the October 7th, of course, there was a great sense of unity and a great sense of common purpose in Am Yisrael, and the longer we've gone away from that, now over a year away from that, or over a year and a month, it's dissipated. We're back to sleep. And historically speaking, even organizations which were meant to be unifying, let's talk about Orthodox Jews specifically, the great two organizations of the mid-20th century, the Aguda on the right and the Mizrahi on the left, are dead letters or empty shells of what they once were, and no longer is any sense of unity, even among those parties themselves, certainly from party to party. Who's going to give us the strength? Me take it as our own. Who's going to give us the power? That we opened our eyes. We found that we're all together followers of the flag. Magen David Kadosh and this holy Magen David. That even after we leave this place, where they're gathered for this Asifas Noah, Chaya will still be a woke, not in the sense of woke today, but an awake family, Chaya, a living family, Misugas Avodah, which is prepared for work, and produces or generates attainments. Beis Yisrael Echad, one house of Israel. Miten los lakoch. Who will give us this power? Cain hakitzosi. Yes, I awoke. Every individual can say when he comes this evening. I feel that I'm alive. I feel all those people here are my brothers. But those are here today. Those are not here today. They're completely equal. Kamuvan kvar me'elav. Asher einam po, as is understood obviously on its own. She'ena po kasher yeshna po. Those are not here like those are here. Asher b'chol atzos, or those in all the lands. B'chol chazos, on all the fronts. Bein achim le'ah oven, whether they are the brothers who are full of iniquity, v'sov le'ah ra'av, and those who suffer great hunger. Asher be'eretz Yisrael, where who live in Eretz Yisrael, Benachim Bali Kishon Maaseh, or our brethren ones who have talent of accomplishment, Balizu Sachaim, and the joy of life, Sheberusia in Russia. I don't know, at this point in Russia, 1919, they're in the throes of the revolution. I'm not sure which part of Russia he's referring to. But in any event, Achadim Anu Kulam. So whether it's the Chalutzim in Eretz Yisrael, who, although they are sinners and hungry, nevertheless they are there and trying to further Jewish people, or our brethren in Russia who are very activist and full of joy of life. Regardless, interesting stereotype back in 1919. We're unified with all of them, so not just Orthodox Jews, with all of Am Yisrael, because it's under the flag of the Jewish people. Like them, with them, we awaken. And we want to be together, organized. Hakitzosi ki Hashem yismecheni. I woke because Hashem sustained me. The God of our fathers, the God who took us out of Egypt, who gave us his holy land, the land which each and every one of us, even before he saw it, before he recognized it. In other words, most of us, including Avrohom and Eliyahu, never saw Eretz Yisrael. They can't recognize it. Nevertheless, it's built into the Jewish psyche to yearn from it. And depths of heart. The God who is with us in Golus Hamachenu, who sustains us. Ad Nivale Eskol. Now here, let's see if I actually am able to bring up the next page successfully here. Since I never used this program before, I'm not sure I might have to splice two sections together in order to do this, because let's see, to stop sharing.